Hey, John and Mike from brew-dudes.com again. I'm liking what I have in front of me. It's a little bit pink. It's a little bit fruity.
Pink.
Smells good.
That's right.
Tell me all about it.
This is a fruit beer. So BYO, Brew Your Own magazine, had a clone recipe for Funkwerks Raspberry Provincial. It's basically, well, they list it as a Belgian sour. It's sort of a Belgian white meets acid malt meets raspberry addition 4 days after the start of primary fermentation. So a pretty simple malt bill. Maybe not simple. There's a lot of things in here. It's like flake wheat, flaked oats, I believe Pilsner malt or pale malt. That makes up the majority of the grain bill. Only brings you to a starting gravity of 1044. Simple hop addition. I don't remember what it called for, but I think I had some glacier hops lying around in a packet, so I used that. And then Belgian wit yeast strain. I actually used the mistake that I had for my Belgian wit last summer. I had made a starter and it just sat there. I had a Belgian wheat strain. I think that's Y yeast 3942, and then I actually bought another smack pack of the Belgian wit. So threw them back in, both in there, let it ferment for 4 days, and then added just sometimes you see like pounds of raspberry. This was just under 2 pounds of raspberries for a 5-gallon batch, and that went in after, like I said, 4 days of primary fermentation. Let it sit there for 7 days, bottled it, and then it was ready 2 weeks later. I mean, probably earlier than that, but a very quick beer. And
really
I think that the acid malts helps with the sourness.
Yeah, it's mildly tart.
Yeah.
Mildly tart. It's bright. It's very bright. It's super clear too, for such a quick turnaround.
Yeah,
it's very clear.
Yeah, I mean it's got a little haze, but I would hope so because it does have the wheat and the oats and such in there.
Combination's nice.
Super refreshing. It's fermented pretty dry too, I'd say. I mean, it's not...
It's very dry, super crisp. I mean, the malt is very in the background there, but it just gives you this. But there's just enough mouthfeel, probably from the flaked adjuncts there, to support the lack of malt flavor. But then it's raspberry. It's just but it's a gentle raspberry with a little bit of tartness. I mean, it's everything you want in a really light lawnmower type beer. Remember what maybe I missed it, but the starting gravity on this?
1044.
1044.
And it ended at between 1010 and 1012. So yeah, quick ferment too.
Super dry.
11 days.
And it's from a yeast that you had a year old.
Well, I
mean, you bought it, right?
I bought it, and it had, it was fresh when I bought it. It had like a good 6 month, Best Buy date. Before the Best Buy date, I had made a starter.
Okay.
And then just kind of put that in the back of my fridge and said, like, at some day I'm gonna do something with this.
I've brewed a couple things recently with mason jars of yeast that I've had for over a year, and minimally getting them started, just pitching them in. The beers have done pretty well.
Yeah.
So
not too bad.
Yeah, good stuff. This is a great beer. We had this at a nice warm summer party not too long ago, and
it was my daughter's 4th birthday party. I told a friend I had made this.
She loved it. She loved it.
That was a joke.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. You effed my joke.
I ruined the joke.
Well, he said, like, well, how did she like it? And I said, oh, that's kind of funny. But it's wasted now.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, that's that.
Great beer.
The next thing I'm going to do is just take 2 bottles. I still have. I bottled everything in 12-ounce bottles, so people can just drink it and walk around my backyard and all that stuff. I'll set aside 2 bottles for competition, and we'll see what judges have to say. I'll have to figure out where am I going to put this. Actually, could be just specialty. I don't know.
Fruit beer.
Fruit beer. Boom.
Boom.
But is it a Belgian white with fruit, or is it a Belgian sour?
I would just call it. You're going to need to declare the base style if you go fruit beer.
Yep.
So I would just say fruit beer, American wheat base. And people will go, okay. They'll understand that, and they'll just think that tartness is from the raspberries.
Wow. Okay.
That's the way I would plug it.
All right, then let's see if that works.
Or put it in 2 categories,
Well, then
I don't think it's Belgian enough, but
No, I'll have to save. That's what I'm saying. I'll need to save more bottles if that's the case.
yeah.
All right.
But hey, a good recipe from BYO. Not that, I've brewed a couple of good things from there too, but it's been a long time, so it's good to see a nice clone recipe coming to fruition.
That's right.
Sorry. That was
What were you gonna say?
fruition. Fruition. It's bad. We'll edit that out.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
You're on a roll, though. Okay, for John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Brew on.
Pink beers.
Not pink beers.
Oh.